You are not going to believe what happened with Mark and me. Like, seriously, if someone told me this story, I'd say they were making it up, but here we are. My name's Jessica, and I'm 32. This whole thing with Mark, my ex-husband, it's a lot. And it all started, well, it really kicked off when he decided he needed to be more spiritual, or something. Gag me. So, Mark, he's always been a bit much, you know? Like, he's a total too nice guy. Always trying to make everyone happy, bending over backwards, never wants to rock the boat. It used to be cute, I guess, when we first met. He was so eager to please me, always buying me flowers, taking me to nice dinners. He'd do anything I asked, and honestly, that's what I needed back then. I was working my way up at my job, busting my butt, and I needed someone who would just support me, without asking too many questions. He was perfect for that. He'd handle all the bills, the rent, the car payments for both of us, while I saved up my own money. It just made sense, right? He made more than me anyway. He was an old-school provider at heart, even if he pretended to be all modern and stuff. We got married, and for a while, it was fine. We had our routines. I'd go to work, come home, he'd usually have dinner ready. He handled all the house stuff, too. I mean, why wouldn't he? He was so good at it. I'd try to give him tips, you know, like, "Honey, you missed a spot," or, "This isn't exactly how I like it." But he'd just sigh and fix it. It was like living with a really sweet, slightly less attractive maid. I mean, between you and me, I'd sometimes mentally label other women as bitches if they complained about their men not doing enough around the house. Like, hello, why are you making it harder for the rest of us? Then he started with this yoga thing. Ugh. He was already kinda getting into these self-help books, talking about finding his center and emotional intelligence. I just nod and scroll through my phone. I mean, who has time for that? I'm busy, you know? At my job, things are always moving, and I need to be sharp. My boss expects me to be on top of everything. I can't be off in La La Land, chanting or whatever. But Mark, he got really into it. He found this new yoga studio, super trendy, all light and airy. And he found this instructor, this woman. Brittany. Ugh. Even her name sounded smug. She had this whole earthy crunchy vibe, all flowing skirts and spiritual jewelry. And of course, she was so inspiring, according to Mark. He'd come home practically glowing, talking about Brittany's wisdom and how she helped him unblock his chakras. I'd just roll my eyes when he wasn't looking. I mean, come on, it's yoga. It's stretching. What's so deep about it? I probably should have seen this coming, right? He started spending more and more time there. Just getting centered, Jess, he'd say, all calm and serene. Meanwhile, I'm at home, trying to unwind after a long day at the office, and he's off meditating with some guru wannabe. I'd ask him where he was going, how long he'd be, and he'd get all defensive. Why do you always need to know my whereabouts, Jess? Don't you trust me? Like, hello? I'm your wife. Of course I need to know where you are. But if he asked me where I was, oh, suddenly I'm being evasive, or hiding something. Total double standards, I swear. Then he started talking about this retreat Brittany was leading. A whole weekend in the woods. No phones. Just us and nature. I mean, please. I told him he couldn't go. What about me? What about our weekend plans? He looked at me with those sad, puppy dog eyes and said, Jess, this is really important for my growth. My growth? What about my growth? I told him he was being dramatic, and it wasn't that serious. He just shut down, like he always does when I try to talk sense into him. He's such a passive-aggressive person. I know I can be a bit direct sometimes. Like, I might post some cute pictures of us on Facebook, looking all loved up, even if we just had a huge fight. It's about maintaining appearances, you know? You don't air your dirty laundry. But Mark, he just doesn't get that. He'd accuse me of validation seeking, like it was a bad thing. Who doesn't want validation? Anyway, he went on that stupid retreat. And when he came back, he was different. He seemed distant, like he was somewhere else. He'd look at me, and it was like he wasn't really seeing me. Just this empty gaze. He became totally checked out, tired, disengaged. He'd always been a bit of a Mr. Growth mindset type, always talking about therapy and boundaries, but now it was like he was actually doing it, and it was annoying. He started setting boundaries with me. Can you believe the nerve? One night, he brought up a really stupid argument we'd had months ago, about how I supposedly compared him to my ex-boyfriend. I never did that. I just said my ex was really good at fixing things around the house, which was just a fact. Mark got all huffy and said I was a comparison creator. He's always selective memory about his own mistakes, but he remembers every little thing I might have done wrong. It's infuriating. Then came the kicker. He started saying he wanted to reevaluate our shared finances. Our shared finances. He meant his money, that he was paying for everything with. He said he wanted me to start contributing equally, to pay for half the rent, half the bills. I mean, I have my own money, obviously, but that's my money. For emergencies. For things I want. He's the man, he's supposed to be the financial entanglement guy, right? He's the provider. I just looked at him like he was insane. Are you being serious right now? I said. He was being so dramatic, like he always is. He's such a scorekeeping guy, always keeping a mental tally of everything. And then, he dropped the bomb. He said he wanted a divorce. Just like that. After all I'd done for him, all the support I'd given him, he just wanted out. I mean, I thought he was tired and burnt out, but I didn't think he'd just give up. I tried to use my usual tricks. I cried. I said he was being unfair. I even brought up that one time my family went through a rough patch, trying to use weaponized vulnerability to shut down the conversation. It usually works. He usually melts. Not this time. He just looked at me with this blank expression, like he was looking through me. It was like he'd completely changed. He said he was done, that he couldn't do it anymore. That I was too critical when we were alone, even though I was always supportive in front of our friends. Like I had some kind of public versus private persona. Honestly, he just made me want to scream. So we divorced. It was messy. And then, a few months later, he hit me with the child support papers. Child support. I almost dropped my phone. We don't have kids. We never had kids. I mean, I knew he was seeing someone else. He always did that hot and cold behavior thing, where he'd be all unpredictable. I knew he was probably making some future faker promises to someone new, but this was too much. I called him, yelling, "What the hell, Mark?" He just calmly said, "Jessica, our daughter, Lily, needs support." Lily? Who is Lily? I was so confused, so furious. He said, "She's Brittany's daughter. We've been together for a year, and I've been raising Lily as my own." I thought you knew. A year? He was with Brittany for a year. And he was raising her daughter? He had a daughter? My head was spinning. This was why he was so secret keeper and guarded his privacy so much. He probably had some inappropriate boundaries with others all along. He'd been seeing her while we were still married. The audacity. He was trying to act all high and mighty, talking about how he was a father figure and responsible. He even had the nerve to say that I was weaponizing his insecurities by questioning his commitment to this new family. He was a gaslighting expert, trying to make me question my own memory. I mean, I had no idea. How could I? He always talked about getting healthy, about doing yoga. I just assumed he was, I don't know, stretching or something. Not making a whole new life with some yoga instructor and her kid. And then, to sue me for child support? For her kid? He said that since we were still legally married when he started helping Brittany raise Lily, I was financially responsible too. Can you believe that? He was acting like such a convenience apologist, only apologizing when it benefited him. He always wanted grand gestures from me, but gave minimal effort himself. He was always an effort minimizer. I immediately called my lawyer. I told her the whole story, how he was trying to pull a fast one. She said we needed a DNA test. I mean, obviously. This was insane. I was already picturing my life savings, the money I'd worked so hard to keep separate, just gone. Given to some random kid I didn't even know. The whole process was a nightmare. The court dates, the paperwork, the humiliation of it all. Mark sat there, looking all righteous, like he was doing the noble thing. And Brittany, that smug, holier than thou. Which, she was there too, looking at me with pity. Pity! I wanted to throw my chair at her. I couldn't believe this was happening. It was just a setup. A total relationship hostage-taker move. He knew I'd be upset if he left me, so he just did this whole thing with Brittany to hurt me. He was always moving goalposts, changing expectations without communication. Finally, the DNA test results came in. It was a big envelope, and I swear my heart was pounding like a drum. Mark looked nervous too for once. The judge read it out loud. The DNA test results confirm that Mark Peterson is not the biological father of Lily Smith. Silence. Complete silence. I just stared. Mark's face went white. Brittany gasped, and a tear rolled down her cheek. The judge looked at Mark, then at Brittany. Mr. Peterson, it seems there has been a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding? He was trying to stick me with child support for a kid that wasn't even his. He was a total idiot. Turns out, Brittany had a whole life before Mark, a whole past she'd conveniently forgotten to tell him about. Lily's real father was some guy she'd had a fling with years ago, a student from an old yoga class she taught in Phoenix. Mark had been so caught up in being this noble, spiritual man that he never even thought to question it. He just took her word for it. He'd been so obsessed with being a reformed wild boy, trying to overcorrect for his past, that he'd been completely taken advantage of. And it was glorious. The judge dismissed the case, of course. Mark looked like he'd been hit by a truck. He stammered something about being misled, and Brittany started sobbing. It was perfect. Absolutely perfect. All that talk about growth and boundaries, and he's so easily duped. It's like everything he built his false identity around was stripped away in one instant. He was a laughingstock. After that, his relationship with Brittany imploded, obviously. Who wants to be with someone who lied about something so big? And he tried to come back, to apologize to me, to try and fix things. Can you believe the nerve? He said he realized he'd made a mistake, that he missed me. I just laughed in his face. You're being dramatic, Mark. It's not that serious. I used his own words against him. I told him he was being pathetic, that he'd destroyed everything. I knew he was being sincere, and it felt so good to just invalidate his feelings like he always did mine. He ended up losing a lot. His reputation in his little spiritual community, which he cared so much about, was completely shattered. Everyone found out about the DNA test, about how he was trying to sue me for child support for a kid that wasn't even his, and how he was so easily manipulated by Brittany. His career took a hit too, because he'd been so distracted by this whole thing, he messed up some big projects at work. He was completely professionally destroyed. He became completely isolated. No friends, no new family, nothing. He got to experience the same treatment he inflicted on me, amplified and inescapable. All the pain, the public humiliation, the financial mess, it was all on him. And it felt genuinely deserved. Me? I'm fine. I moved on. I still have my money, obviously. And honestly, it's a relief not having to deal with his constant need for validation, his endless growth projects, and his passive-aggressive sighs. I don't care anymore about him or anyone who isn't on my side. He made his bed, and now he has to lie in it. It's not my fault he's so gullible. I just regret how things turned out. I mean, it would have been so much easier if he just stayed the too nice guy I married. But no, he had to go get all spiritual and mess everything up. Typical Mark.